Namaste everyone. Can you see me?
Yes.
Hello.
We have got electricity issue, so maybe you won't be able to see me. Really sorry for this. Okay, so let's begin today's session. Sit in any comfortable pose. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. A long exhale out. We'll begin with 3 Om together. Take a deep breath in. Together in front of us. Now, open by linking and namaste. Jane, I think hello.
Hello, I'm sorry, my internet seems to come in and out.
Yes, we do have also unstable internet over here because it's raining day to day.
Ah, I see.
All day.
I've turned my video off. Hopefully then the internet will be better.
Okay. So it's your alignment class in which we will discuss about the postures, how we are going to do. And if you find any difficulty to get there, so we'll make transition or we'll modify that posture to get maximum benefit from there. All right.
Thank you. Sounds perfect. Thank you.
So everyone, please unmute yourself so that we can discuss about the posture, because alignment of the posture that is going to be the duration of alignment of the posture is going to be almost for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Okay, then we'll go further out. If you find difficulty, then we'll discuss about it. If you have problem, then we'll again discuss about it. If you have kyphosis, scoliosis, spinal problems, if you have lower back pains, if you have knock knees, then we'll also discuss about it. All right, just unmute yourself, everyone. Okay, so how many postures that we have done already so far? Any, did we do downward facing dog or mountain pose?
For this class or the other one?
Yeah, this one. This is your alignment.
I didn't attend all the classes, so I'm not too sure.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you make Magda and you Rekha, you both just came here for second or third time. I think so.
Yeah, Yeah.
I'm here for the first day. Yeah.
Okay, first day.
Yes.
All right, so everything is new for you. So let's begin. You all are new for today's class.
Yes,
So
I've,
let's begin with sun salutation. How many of you do sun salutation? If you guys have any problem like knock knees or flat foot or lower back pain or thoracic region problem or arthritis, so please let me know. And I want your quick introduction so that we can go further. Yes, let's start with Magda.
Yeah, I know how to do the sun salutation.
Okay, so you know injury you have? Everything is fit and fine?
Yes.
Okay. And Rekha ji, do you have any injury?
No injury, but for I think maybe sun salutation, maybe C or something, like you need to bend your legs to the other side, like to get the balance.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you stand up and one leg on like straight up, and you need to stand with one leg. I'm not quite getting the balance.
Okay. And what about you, Jane? Do you have any injury or you find any difficulty to get there into any posture?
I don't have an injury, but I broke my right arm about 10 years ago, so the elbow's a little bit weak, but it's fine. There's no pain. I find the transition into Chaturanga difficult.
And how long have you been practicing, all of you? Jane, how long have you been practicing yoga?
On and off for about
On
20,
and off.
20, 30 years. Yeah.
Okay. And you, Magda?
I'm practicing almost every day for like 3 years.
All right. And Rekha ji, how long have you been practicing?
Mainly like first time learning it, maybe a few times, like maybe 1 week or 2-3 weeks I practice with YouTube. That's a long time ago.
Okay. See, if you are just looking for that flexibility, that does not take much time, like 6-7 month continuous practice and intense practice is going to get you flexible. But if you're looking for the strength, that takes times, of course. See, if you're doing Ashtanga Vinyasa, have you heard this Ashtanga Vinyasa before?
Yeah.
In which we have Urdhva Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, downward facing dog.
For downward facing dog, when you put the hand down, and if you need to stand for a long time, like hand is feeling a little bit shaky and weak, and it just can't continue for a long time. If you keep doing exercise, is it going to get better over time by practicing?
Yeah, it will see strength that takes time. Like if you continuous practice, then it takes time to be built in yourself. But if you are doing on and off, like you're doing once in a month or thrice in a month, then you cannot build that strength. That you need continuous practice. You need recovery to, like in a week you need to practice that Ashtanga Vinyasa or that arm strengthening training for 3 or 4 days in a week. Okay. But if you're looking for the flexibility, if you're doing like 14 days class or 15 days class in a month, that is going to give you nice flexibility. Okay. So before we get into flexibility, we need to understand what is mobility. Mobility first, we are supposed to work on the mobility. The mobility that usually comes in your joints, like your shoulder joint, your hip joint, your ankle joint, whichever can make a circumduction action, that there we do have mobility. But if you do have only 2 actions, like flexion and extension means straightening your arms. Flexion means when you're bending, when you're decreasing the angle between your 2 joints, that is your flexion. All right. So if you're extending your arm forward and flexing, there we do have 2 actions. It means it does have stability. It cannot move all the way around. It cannot make a circle from the elbow. All right. Do you understand what is mobility? Here we do have stability. But if you talk about a wrist, we can make that circles, right? We can make circles it means it does have that mobility. It does have extension, it does have flexion, it does have lateral extension, it does have that twisting too. That is why we call it mobility. In mobility, we can make a circumduction. Or in mobility, that includes your circumduction action. But stability, that includes only two actions, extension and flexion. Did you understand what do I mean here?
I think so.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so let's, for an instance, if we talk about our body structure, our body joint,
Mhm.
you may know, like, where do we have our joints? In our wrist we do have joint, in our elbow we do have joint, in our shoulder we do have, wait for a while, huh? In our wrist we do have joint, in our elbow we do have joint. It's not one bone, it's like divided, and it's divided into different segments. All right, so if we talk about our feet, let's, for instance, if we talk about our toes, can you make a circle with your toes?
Can you make a
Circle
circle
Yes.
with your toes?
with your toes.
I can't.
Just
No. Only toes only, huh? Not your ankle. Or with your fingers, let's, for instance, can you make a circle with your fingers?
toes is difficult, but hands is I can.
If we talk about our finger, can you make a circle?
Yes.
Yes.
See, if you're making that circle from your finger, that circle is not directly coming from your we do have, what do we call this joint?
Yeah.
So we cannot usually, we are not just making circle from the top of your fingers. We are just making circle from our wrist. If you're moving your hand like this, it directly moving from here. It is not making that nice circle. All right. If you
Okay.
talk about the toes, that can only flex and that can only extend. What does it mean? It means we should have that stability in this joint, in this particular region, or in this particular joint. If we talk about our fingers, we can only flex, we can only extend them. We cannot make a circle from there. All right. So we do have stability in our fingers, in our toes. And if you go further up, to our ankle joint, can you make a circle through your ankle?
Yes.
Yes, so we can make circle from our ankle. It means it does have mobility. If you are rotating your ankle all the way around, that is going to be good for your body. If you are rotating your fingers all the way around, that is not good for your body. Okay.
That is
So,
also good.
no, this is not good, because we need to build the strength. See, it can only flex, it can only extend. If you're extending like this, it's going to build the strength. But if you're making circle from here, definitely you are creating a space where we are not required to have. You're creating a space while making the circle, and you may get hurt right there. So that is why in your fingers, we do have the stability. If we talk about our ankle, we do have mobility there. Let's come up a little higher to your knees. What about your knees? What do you feel like? How it should be? Should it be stable or should it be mobile?
Stable.
Hmm?
Stable.
Stable?
Don't know.
Stable, yes. Very nice. So we cannot make a circle from our knee. If you're making circle from your knee, that circle is not directly coming from a knee joint. It's directly coming from a hip joint. All right. So we need to find the strength in our knee joint in order to bring that stabilization there in your thighs, in your knee joint, in your back of your knee, right there.
For getting strength in your knees, what kind of exercise you need to do?
What kind of exercise? See, your knee joint will not have that strength, but the muscles around there is going to build, is going to, like, the strength is going to build there. Okay, so in order to build the strength there, we can do chair pose, we can do warrior sequence, we can do warrior A, warrior B, high lunge, or other poses in which we are bending our front leg into 90-degree angle.
Okay.
All right. Or
So
if
that's going to
somebody has
give strength.
arthritis on their knee,
Yeah.
they are not going to do the same thing which we are doing, because for those who have this problem or who have this arthritis on their knee joint, they are not going to do these intense poses. They are only going to do like, you know, that joint movement that we have in Ashtanga, sorry, in Hatha Yoga, like rotating your ankle, strengthening your thigh, strengthening your knee joint, strengthening your calf muscle, so that your knee will going to be more stable there. So those exercises we are going to do, that is going to be very simple.
Right.
Okay, so let's move
So
further to your hip. Yes, yes.
one more question, please. You know, if you when your knees like make start to make tick tick sound when you move, tick tick, it doesn't mean it's arthritis.
No, it does not mean it has arthritis. In arthritis, we do we cannot, you know, in arthritis we cannot usually, you know, push ourselves into that particular joint. Let's suppose if you have arthritis in your ankle, if you have arthritis in your hands, that means you need to just work on that, you know, strengthening part, and maybe there are few nerves that is going to be pinched by your muscles because of that stiffness in that particular muscle. All right, so there are reasons, these are the reasons that we usually we find this arthritis, or maybe we do not have strength that is happening because of that.
Okay.
So if you are making that cut sound in your knee joint, it does not mean like you have arthritis.
Okay.
So that is normal, because we do have, you know, space in our joints. If it's making cut sound, that is fine, no worry about it.
Okay.
And let's move further to your hip joint. What about your hip joint? Should it be mobile or stable?
Mobile.
Mobile, yes. See, you may have seen people who can who like they lift their legs up over their head. Sometimes they bring their leg forward, like anywhere, like all the way around they can move their leg, right? So that is a mobility. But if you're going to the extreme level, that optimum level, and you're going further than the limit of your body, then it is going to be hypermobility. So we don't require to have that hypermobility. If you have that hypermobility, you can never find the stability there. Okay, we should have mobility, but if you're going further than the limitation of your body, then it's going to be hypermobile. So don't go for that hypermobility, just go for the mobility. All right, so if your hips are stable, let's suppose you cannot move your leg forward, or you cannot lift your leg back or to the side. That means, because we are supposed to have that mobility there, but if your hip joint are stable, that means you're going against your body structure, or you're going against the way your body is designed. Did you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
So always try to go for the hip joint, hip movement. If you're not doing hip movement in a day, like once in a day, or like twice in a day, then you will definitely find the stiffness in your hip joint. Once you feel that if stiffness in your hip joint, then you will find so many problems. And it is also said that the more you are open with your hip, the more you will be happier. Okay, just keep on doing that. Hip opening is going to be give you that nice feeling. Okay, let's move further to our lower back.
So, you know, the people who can't, open the hips, what kind of exercise they need to do?
See, there could be different reasons. They cannot open their legs, maybe because of that mobility, maybe because of that stiffness of their hip joint.
Okay.
Okay, so if there we do not have mobility, then definitely there will not be any flexibility in your muscles. So first we need to work on the mobility. In mobility, we won't feel any stretch in our muscle. Like a little bit of stretch would be there because if you're see mobility that is inside your muscle. All right. So if you're working from inside, from the base, then go for the muscle stretch. First work on the mobility, then go for the flexibility of your muscle. Flexibility of muscle you can easily find, and many times you may have heard or you may have seen people get injured because of that, because of the tear on their muscle, right? So that usually happens because they do not work on their mobility, they directly work on their flexibility. So first work on the mobility, how you're going to move your hips, how you're creating space in your joint, then you're going further, then you're stretching your muscle, then you're extending your muscle. Understood?
Can you repeat that once again? That which
See,
one
I
to
said,
please
I
first?
said many people you may have seen, they get injured, right?
Yeah.
They found their muscle got torn. Okay.
Okay.
So why does this happen? There may be two reasons. Maybe they are not mobile enough and they are directly working on the muscles flexibility. Maybe second reason, they were resisting, they were contracting their muscles while pushing themselves down, like while pushing oneself down or deep into the posture. So
Yeah.
first, maybe they are not mobile from their joints and they are directly working on their muscles flexibility. And second reason, maybe they are not enough conscious when they were doing the posture. Like we need to have that oxygen also. We need to have oxygen inside of our muscle. While exhaling, you need to just push down and then stretch your muscle. While inhaling, you're going to oxygenate. You will start to oxygenate your muscle. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's move further to your spine. Okay. Your spine is also divided into different segments. Your cervical, your back of your neck, then your thoracic region. Do you know these terms?
No.
No? Okay. So if you touch your back of your neck, it's your cervical.
Okay.
All right. And you have got rib cages too. So now we do have rib cages where we do have lung.
Yeah.
Okay. These rib cages are your thoracic region. And let's move down. This is your lumbar region. And then after we have coccyx and then coccyx and tailbone. Okay.
What
So
did you say?
these
Oxytocin?
coccyx, we do call it coccyx or tailbone.
Okay.
Okay, just leave this term, maybe you will not understand, but let's move further to your lumbar region. Lumbar regions are important and thoracic regions are important and cervical region are important. If we talk about our lower back, like touch your lower back, what do you feel like? Should it be stable or mobile? Mhm. Yes, I'm waiting for your answers.
Stay.
I'm kind of thinking both, but
Yeah.
See, in mobility, see, if you have mobility, then there should be a little bit stability too. But if you have stability, there will be no mobility. Just understand this thing. In stability, we do not have mobility, but in mobility, we do have stability. Understood? Okay, one more time. If we do have mobility in in any joint, then there will definitely be stability. Let's suppose if you're lifting your arm up of your over your head. So if you do not have stability, if you have too much mobility there, then you cannot find that you cannot hold there when you're taking your arm up. Okay, so did you understand? If you have mobility there will be there is required to have that stability too.
yes.
Okay, so
It's
let's talk about our lower
mobile
back.
then.
What do you understand? Should it be mobile or stable?
Mobile.
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 Can you twist?
Oh, maybe the twist is higher up.
So see, if you're, can you twist from the lower back? Just try to twist your spine backward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't go much.
Yeah, little bit twisting is also fine. Okay, so if you are twisting from the lower back, see, you are not directly twisting from the lower back. Understand one more time. You are twisting from your thoracic region. Your lower back is stable, but your thoracic region, where lumbar region start, you are twisting from that point.
Okay.
You are not twisting from the lumbar region. Lumbar region should be stable. If you start to twist from your lumbar region, in that day you will definitely get that pain, or you may have got that slip disc, herniated disc, or that sciatica pain. Like these lower back problems you may find if you're twisting from the lumbar region. But like our body is designed in such a way, like we do not we do not usually twist from our lumbar region. We always twist from our thoracic region. Okay, let's understand this part one more time. Now stretch your arms up over the head. And then grab your left knee with your right hand. Just grab your left knee with your right hand and take your left hand back on the floor. Okay, now inhale and then exhale, twist your spine and then look back. Did you understand how you're twisting back? Your rib cages are twisting backwards. You are not you're not twisting from a lumbar region. Maybe in some point you are twisting, but it's not directly coming from your lumbar region. It's directly coming from your thoracic region. Just understand this. Okay.
Yeah.
So it means we should have to find that stability in our lumbar region. Okay. If it is said that we are supposed to have stability in our lumbar region, okay, we are supposed
Can't hear.
yeah, I'm come back. Okay, so what I said, if we are supposed to have a stability in our lower back, so what are going to be two actions present in your lower back? So if you
Extension
have
and flexion.
stability, there should be only two actions, like flexions and extension. When you're bending back, that is your extension. When you're bending forward, that is your extension. But if you're extending too much, like if you grab angle from behind and you're putting your head behind and then bringing forward from behind, so this is going to be hyper extension of your lumbar region. So hyperextension is never going to be give you stability. Okay, that hyperextension is never going to be help you out to find find that stability in your joints. So that is why we are supposed to have that like if we are supposed to have strength in that particular region wherever stability is present. Did you understand what do I mean here? Hello.
Hello. I think so, yes.
Yes. See what I said. If stability is present in your lower back, that means we need to bring the strength there. We don't need to bring that flexibility there. Okay, flexibility is different and extension is different and mobility and stability is different. Okay, let's move further to your thoracic region. Thoracic region should be mobile because we can twist. If you're making circle, see if you're grabbing your knees with your both hands and you're doing cat and cow, or you're making circle through your spine, like moving your spine and making circle, you're trying to make circle. So that action is directly coming from your thoracic region. It's not coming from your lumbar region. Okay. So we are supposed to have mobility in our thoracic region. Then let's move further to your cervical region. In your cervical region, what do you feel like? Should it be mobile or stable? Cervical, I'm just talking about bones. Okay, I'm not talking about muscle. I'm not talking about ligament, tendons and all.
We can twist that, or we can turn our heads left and right and around.
Yes, but see, it's not your head, it's your only neck. Okay, so skull is different and your cervical region is going to be different. Okay, so should it be mobile or stable? Can you make a circle through your neck? No worry, it's just
Yes.
Stable.
for your luck. Say yes, stable or mobile.
Stable.
Little bit you can circle, not much.
Okay. See, in your cervical region, if you're making circle, if you're moving your head, so that your head is moving from the top of your cervical region, or that is called axis bone. Okay, in your cervical region, back of your neck, like top of your back of your neck, that is moving from there, but your cervical region is not moving. See, just place your hand on your back of your neck and then start to make a circle. Do you really feel like your neck is moving? You're just moving your head up and down. You're
Head is
stretching your
moving.
muscles, but you're gonna move from the cervical region. That is called cervical. You may have heard cervical pain. Have you heard this before? Cervical pain or low back pain, thoracic. Thoracic region, it does not have pain, but cervical and lower back. Have you heard this before?
No.
No? Okay. That's good if you haven't heard this. I don't want you guys to be happy. Okay, so let's move further to your cervical region. It should be stable. Okay, so if it is stable, it means we need to bring the strength. We need to build the strength in there in your cervical region, on your back of your muscles. So let's move further to your shoulders. What about your shoulders? Should it be mobile or stable?
Stable. The hands are moving.
Not hands, your shoulders, only shoulders.
Both shoulders.
Yes, shoulders, both shoulders.
That is moving.
Yeah, that can make a circle, right?
Yeah.
So
So it's mobile.
why is it so? Yeah, it's mobile. It's mobile because see, where you can extend your arm up over the head, you can extend your arm forward, you can extend your arm to the side, you can extend arm to the other side. So it means it should have mobility. Okay, because people, they can take their hand back, they can take their hand forward, they can take their hand from anywhere to any to, and like they can take their hand from anywhere to wherever they want. So it means it should be mobile. But again, if you're going for that hyper mobility, then again it's going to give you problem, or it's going to you may get hurt. Okay, little bit mobility is fine, but if you're going for that optimum level mobility, then it's never going to give you good results. So let's talk about our elbows. What do you feel like, how it should be? Should it be mobile, stable? What do you feel like?
Mm,
Your elbows,
yeah,
it's
not for
as
sure.
similar
It's
as similar
moving, but
your
from where it's
shoulder.
moving, I don't know. It is moving.
It's moving.
Maybe not. Maybe not mobile. I don't know.
Okay. See, so now let's make a circle from your elbow and
Yeah.
grab your biceps, grab your upper hand. Okay, now try to make a circle. Can you make a circle?
Struggling.
It's struggling, right? So it
Yeah.
should be, see, if you are making circle, that circle is not directly coming from your elbow joint, it's coming from your shoulder socket. Okay,
Okay.
so what's that mean? You need to find the strength in there in your elbows. It means find the strength in your elbows. If just come up on the table, do you know the tabletop? How do we do tabletop? Anyone? Yes, do you know the tabletop? How do we do? Or plank pose?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do plank pose, everyone. Just come up on your mat, and wherever you are, just come up on the floor and press your hands and get to the plank pose.
Yeah.
And now check out your elbows. So you may have seen, if you're looking at your elbows, is it, maybe it is hyperextended. A hyperextended means when your hands are not straight, it's going to be pushed forward, and you may have that a little pain,
Yeah.
that minor pain on your elbows,
Yeah.
right? So this is
Yeah.
your hyper extension of your elbow, because we do have only two actions, extension and flexion. But if you are extending too much, that is going to be hyperextension. This hyperextension again is not help you to find the stability.
So how
So
we are supposed to keep the hands then?
we are supposed to keep our hand slight bent, and eye of the elbows, they should face each other.
Uh,
You understand what do I mean?
no,
Rotate
no,
your
what? No.
slightly bend your elbows.
Yeah.
Now you won't find this hyper extension in your elbows.
Ah, okay, okay. That's
Okay.
good.
So whenever you are doing this plank pose or any pose in downward facing dog, we are supposed to bend our elbows a little. If you're not bending, that is going to be a hyperextension in your elbows. So that we are not required to have this hyperextension in our elbows.
Sir, I can't see anyone. Its videos are off or I am not able to see.
No. Videos are off because we don't have, oh, we don't have electricity. It's
Oh,
raining whole day. And others, they have also switched off themselves.
okay, fine.
You can also switch off now.
Yeah. Sir, you're explaining, so I was like, where is the posture? I'm not able to see, so I was thinking about it.
Okay, Sheetal. So what I was saying, that we should have stability in our elbows, because we do have only two actions there. First is extension and second is your flexion. Let's move further to your wrist. What do you feel
I'm
like? How?
leaving now. I'll see you all later
Okay.
tomorrow. Bye.
Okay,
Bye
Rekha
bye.
ji.
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Okay, let's talk about that wrist. What do you feel like? How is supposed to be?
In plank position, you want to say?
No, not in plank position. It should be mobile or stable. Sheetal ji, is it your first time to come here?
No.
No. How? Okay. Do you
I
usually come?
attended 2 lectures.
Okay. In alignment class?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we are talking about mobility and stability. Okay. So
Okay.
okay, so now what about the wrist? How it should be? It should be mobile or stable? Yes, everyone. What do you
Mm,
feel like? The mobility is something when you're making that circle from the joint, and stability when you have only two actions, extension and flexion.
mobility.
Mobility. Okay, and we should have mobility. If you're struggling to rotate your hands all the way around, it means your muscles are stiff. You need to work there in your that particular region or particular joint. Understand? That is why before we get into handstand training or any arm strengthening training, we do that we do that wrist mobility exercises. We warm up our mobility, we warm up our ankle, we warm up our hip joint, we warm up our thoracic region, shoulders, before we get into intense poses. Okay.
Yes.
And what about your fingers? How it should be?
Stable.
Mobile, stable. Jen, did you say stable?
I said stable, yes.
Okay, okay. Now, yes, it should be stable. Okay. So, what did you understand? See, our body is designed in such a way where stability. See, let's talk about from our let's move further from our toes. Stay mobile. Your toes has stability. Your ankle has mobility. Your knee has stability. Your hip joint has mobility. Again, your lower back has stability, thoracic has mobility. Again, shoulder socket, mobility, elbows, stability. Wrist, mobile, fingers, stable. See, alternatively, they are coming one after another one. Did you see that?
Never realised that
Did
before.
you observe? Yes, now you may have realized. So that is why if let's suppose if your knee joint was mobile and your hip joint was also mobile, do you really feel like you could stand, or you could find the stability? Let's suppose if you are standing on the stairs, okay, and finding the balance on your one leg, do you really feel like if we had mobility in our knee joint we could find the balance?
no.
No. So that is why our body is designed like it's very nice. Like after mobility, the stability is there. After stability, mobility is there, and your see fingers, your toes, they are also stable. But your ankle, that is mobile. But mobility, we do have mobility, but it is flat. Once you find the flat mobility joint, then you can easily find the stability there. You may be getting confused stability mobility all the time, right? So what
So
I'm saying, if you're putting your feet down at that time, you can easily find that stability while pushing your feet on the floor. Okay. So if you're doing that surya namaskar, in surya namaskar, how many times do you observe yourself that where are we supposed to bend? Are we supposed to bend from the lumbar region? Are we supposed to bend from the thoracic region? Or are we supposed to bend from our hip? Or like if you're doing forward bend, so how do you feel like how are we supposed to bend?
hip region.
From the hip.
From your hip region, right? Because we do have mobility. Again, if you are doing that Chandra Namaskar, let's suppose you're taking your arms up, you're bending back, or any posture, like let's suppose Cobra pose or Bhujangasana. If you're bending back too much, so you may have found difficulty to get there, or you may have got a lot of pressure in your lower back while bending backward, right?
Yes.
Yes. See, in order to shift that body weight into your thoracic region, because we do have mobility in our thoracic region, in order to shift that pressure, that compression on your thoracic region, we have to always get the height from the floor. If you're not getting height from the floor, it's going to be very hard to shift that pressure or that compression from a lumbar region to a thoracic region. This is why we always bend our elbows in our thoracic in this cobra pose. We do not usually lift our hips off the floor, we do not pull our chest up, and we do not look back in the cobra pose basically. But in purna bhujangasana we bend, but in the beginning, for beginners, we never bend from our lumbar region. We always try to bend from our thoracic region. Okay, we always try to pull up, we always try to sustain that elevation from our thoracic region, and we always look front until unless, see, as long as your neck is straight in line with the thoracic region and you are directly bending from a thoracic region, it will give you nice extension, it will never give you injury, or you will never fall into injury. But if you are bending from a lumbar region, you may fall into injury, and then once you fall into injury from your lumbar region, then it will be very difficult to recovery from there. So lumbar region is very it's very important to take care of it, because most of the problem that we usually find in lumbar region, from L2 to L5, lumbar region 2, lumbar 3, lumbar 4, lumbar 5, this is your lower back. If you are bending too much back, or if you are bending too much forward, it will like create space in between the vertebra. Once you find that, once you are creating a space in between a vertebra and the synovial fluid we do have in between there, if it start to come out from there, then it pinches our nerve. That is your herniated disc, bulging disc, sciatica pain. These are the reasons that happens from when this synovial fluid comes out from there. So do not extend from your lumbar region. If you are young, then it's fine. But if you are if you cross your 30, if you cross your 35, like if you're above than this, you are never supposed to bend from your lumbar region. You are always supposed to strengthen your lower back, because we are not going for the competition and all. We are just looking for our we are looking for that betterment of our health. Okay, just strengthen your lower back muscles. Do not extend it too much. Extension is fine, but do not extend it too much. Once it's extended, then the synovial fluid will start to come out. All right.
Yes. I have one question.
Yes.
Um, like if anyone decide like above 40, if anyone decide to learn standing bridge,
Standing bridge pose.
yeah,
Oh,
so
wheel pose. Are you talking
standing bridge, wheel pose,
standing
yes,
bridge? How? Okay, wheel pose.
yes. So you
Yes.
do it on the wall. Slowly we go down, and then
Yes.
later we try it on the sofa and bed to go without support, and then slowly
Mhm.
we try it on the floor. So is that thing pushing the self will can it create an injury for a lower back at the lumbar region, or is it good to do it after that age?
Mhm. Depends person to person. See, if you haven't if you haven't worked out for so long, like 2 or 3 years, if you have been sitting on the chairs
Hmm.
and you never raised your hands over your head, like how many times do we really raise our hands over our head except doing yoga?
Hmm.
Not even single time, maybe single time, one time or two time, but we
Hmm.
usually do not take our hands over our head, not even single time in a day, right? So what do
Hmm.
I mean here? If you have a lot of stiffness in your muscles, in your joint, then it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard for them to find that mobility. If they've been doing yoga for so long, then it's going to be easy for them to come back and gain, like find that flexibility. But again, I'm saying do not bend from the lumbar region because it's going to be very hard. See, lumbar region has stability. It will have extension. You can bend your if you are standing, is going to be carried from your lower back, is not going to be carried from your knee joint. If your lower back cannot carry your body weight, then it will directly coming to your knee. Then we do have knee problem. Did you understand what I said? Hello?
Sorry,
Hello?
the internet went a little bit wobbly.
Okay, what I was trying to say that if we are like the normal human being, the ideal position of the standing and your low back that always carries the most of the body weight of our, okay, if your low back does not carry that most of the body weight from of our body, then it is going to be carried from your knee joint. Okay, if you do not have strength in your low back, then how is going to carry your body weight? So this is the main reason we do have knee problem when we grow older, because we don't work out on our lumbar region, we don't strengthen our lower back. Once we understand this, how your lower back plays a major role in your whole body of standing, bending, sitting, laying, if you are laying down, whatever you're doing, your lower back plays a major role. You just need to strengthen your lower back. And once you feel problem with your knee joint, then it cannot be carried from your and knee is good. If you want to ask anything, you may ask now. Hello.
Hello. Thank you. That was really interesting and useful. Lots of new
Okay,
information.
Thank you.
okay. Okay, then today's session with 1 Om followed by 3 Shanti. Take a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Okay, bye-bye. Enjoy your day, evening.
Thank you. All the best.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.